What's up, my miners of intelligence and consciousness? I'm Rick Brooks, and this is Rick's Mind. Today with me, I have the legend, Killah Priest. What's up, KP?
Oh, man. What's up, everybody, man? What's up to you? I am feeling good.
I'm feeling good too, man. I really appreciate you doing this, but being a legend, of the underground with the Wu-Tang Clan, I feel like the best place to start is in the beginning, and just kind of let the listeners know who you are and what you mean to music. And let's go back to the Log Messiah days.
Oh, man. You just killed it. You said Messiah days. Yeah, that's going way back. That's my first righteous name coming into the game, and I was known as Lord Messiah. Yeah, and I came in at the very beginning, even before the beginning, with the clan I was with, Together Brothers. That's what they were called. And I would recite their rhyme. I knew Jizza and RZA and Dirty way back.
Wow.
And so they're the ones that brought me in.
They're the ones that brought you in. Yeah, dude, that's so wild, man. And you grew up in the Bushwick area, right?
I was born in Bushwick, but I grew up in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
Bedford-Stuyvesant. Yeah. But when you in Brooklyn got a funny, you always move around. So when you get at a certain age, you move all around Brooklyn. You go to Brownsville, Flatbush to get the Caribbean food. And then, that's how Brooklyn is a small place. It's big, but it's small.
It is, yeah. I actually just went to New York for the first time. I went to a concert, and I have a friend of the show, Tim, my buddy Tim. He's from Bushwick, and I went out to see him, and he took me around Brooklyn. Man, it was a good time. It was perfect.
Yeah, Bushwick is it's the heart.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people don't know that I was born in Bushwick.
Yeah. I did a little, little looking into you. But the one thing I've always wanted to ask you is, I love your rhymes. Like, where do you come up with these lyrics, man? Like, is it through reading? You're obviously a student of history, and I want to kind of get into also what is your inspiration? Like, how do you get inspired to keep creating music?
Oh, man. I think it's the fans, the fans keep me going. It's my love for hip hop itself, and it's my love for history. Inspiration comes from, it's a bunch. I can't just put it on one thing. It could be, something late at night, or it could be something early in the morning. You know what I mean? It could just be, it's just a feeling. But my number one would be the fans just keep me going. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, man. That's a good one. And
they
then
they inspire me.
I love that, man. You have some very loyal fans throughout the years, brother. But you've been in the game for a long time.
Trying to build more.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Another thing like that I've always been curious about is like you're a huge fan of history. And like, do you have any books, right, that you like? What are you kind of reading these days?
Oh man, I don't read as much. It's like since I got the Podcraft, it's like historians that come on. I mean, it's historians that come on and esoteric guys, and they kind of like Ngozi. We have one who comes on. He's like a biologist. I don't know if you've seen him, and they just speak into existence. But there's a couple of books out there, that I dabbed in, as far as Nature Knows No Color Line by what was that, by J.A. Rogers, I believe. Yeah, a couple of ones.
Nature Knows No Color Line. I've never heard that book. I have to check that one out.
It's history of the Byzantine, rulers during the Dark Ages.
Oh, really?
Europe, yeah.
Like, what thing is particularly interesting about that book?
That they had a lot of black rulers that were in the Dark Ages that we didn't know about. When you look into Henry VIII and certain Constantines, not all of them. There was a couple of them, and And I was like, wow, Dad, I didn't know that. And, you know, I think Othello, everybody knows about that, you know, played by, so, you know, the Moors, history of the Moors and things of that. But it was different because I never knew, you know, some of these things. Well, there's a reason why the judge wear the cloak,
the wig,
and the wig, things like that.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that, man, because I'm just reading this book, right? It's about Egypt, and there are these two archaeologists that have made the argument, right, that Egypt was actually the culture of it comes from sub-Saharan and Western Africa. If you look at the Sphinx, you know, that is definitely of an African face. So it's like a lot of the history that we see today has been completely like kind of changed and whitewashed, if you will, man. I've always found that fascinating, and you definitely allude to a lot of that in your lyrics, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people had it, but they were infatuated with Kemet. That's what they call it in Greece. You know, well they were very infatuated by it. So you know, Alexander the Greek. That's what I call it. So he was a great conqueror, and he went out there and he was infatuated by it. But you know, it goes deeper than what he knew. You know, for whatever they told him or whatever he learned at that moment goes deep. It's rich history that goes back thousands of years, even before that. So when you go into it, it's like, wow, that's just the surface. And I think the world was factionate, was you know, going crazy over it because of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though there were great empires, you had the Mali, you know what I mean? You had a great empires, a whole bunch. But he had a little bit of it, and it goes even deeper as you go further.
It does go. Are you aware of the Songhai Empire by chance?
The Songhai Empire, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely,
with
definitely.
Masa, is it Masa Musa? Masa Musa, yeah, the richest man on earth. I didn't know. Yes. I did not know that, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like, a lot of the slave trade started because that empire actually came crumbling down.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of. I mean, that was, they made money back then, and it was a lot of trading, but it was done a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that when you go into that, you know, some of the empires was doing that back in the days. You know, but everybody kept their nationality. You know, there was nobody that was taking nationalities and forgetting things like that. It was about money.
Yeah, man.
Gold.
All about gold.
Mustard guns, wine, and
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely crazy. Dude, do you
find out when you go deep into it, you find out there were people.
Yes.
And people were doing trades and, you know, building up, you know, they were about money, fashion, things of that nature.
Yeah. I always found it's fucking weird that when, you know, we admire a lot of these conquerors and whatnot, but like, if you think about it, they're all pretty like shitty people. Like they were all about like running up on different territories and taking that money, taking the loot, and then bringing it back. And it's kind of. Do you ever think it's kind of weird that we celebrate that shit?
Some of them you got to watch out because the history that Europeans told, you know, could villainize some of the rulers. They could make them look that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, they create villains inside of some of their stories. So you have to be very careful when you're reading about rulers and how other people seen them and wrote about them instead of their own people writing about them. Because they can always make them look worse to make themselves look better. And they have to figure out a way to sneak their self into history. So you have to be very careful about certain rulers.
Yeah.
Have to go into the history, how they said it, and how they saw themselves.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Anybody that we should be watching out for in particular?
Oh man, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot, man. There's you can start with, the stories of the Ramses.
Mm.
You know, in the biblical narrative of it. They don't know who was the pharaoh back then. They don't even know. They just said Ramses. It was a couple of Ramses.
Yeah.
Back then, and they kind of made him into a bad person. Well, one of the pharaohs were actually good, because Abraham, I think, went into the pharaoh, and I think Abraham lied to him, and he was kind of a righteous man. The pharaoh was like, "Why did you lie to me? All you had to do is tell me the truth, and I would have spared you." Story is interesting.
It is interesting, man. It is. Do you still like? I remember I was reading something about you, and it said you kind of were associated with the Black Hebrew Israelites. You still associated with those cats?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not associated with any group.
Yeah,
I'm not associated with any group, but I do study and I dab in it. Don't see that Witty Pika got a lot of things wrong, but I do study the history. I do subscribe to history and things of that nature, but no, I'm not a part of any group.
Not a part of any group, any religion, right?
Nah.
And why is that?
I think religion, when you go back and look at religion, it means to hold back, to divide, separate. One person's this, the other person's that. No one can really get together because everybody got a belief system. And belief, once you get into belief, it's just like strong opinions, strong ideas, and no one can, come together on a reasonable tip and get something. That's just, religion has been messing up the world for years.
I would agree. Do you know who Jiddu Krishnamurti is by chance?
Nah.
So this I read his book, and I find him like probably one of the most interesting philosophers ever. It's kind of an interesting backstory. So I'll give it to you real quick. He was born in a cult and was supposedly going to be the leader of this cult. And he was taken to a special school, which, let's be real, being a cult leader would be fucking awesome. But at the age of 25, I believe, he rejects it. And he says, I don't want to be your leader. I'm interested in setting minds free. And you cannot have a free mind in the confines of any religion. So one of his tenets that I really have tried to implement in my life is that I don't really the only thing that I identify as first and foremost is a fucking human being. When you start getting into groups, right? Like, oh, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. I'm a black person. You're now alienating yourself from humanity. We're all just human beings. And he believes that identifying as whatever group you want to identify with, it's a form of violence. And I think that's it's an extreme idea, but I also think there's a lot of beauty in that idea, and that it's something that I'm going to try and implement in my life. If anything, I think it's good, right?
What, separate yourself from religion?
No, not separate, but separate yourself from pretty much any identity, right? I'm a human being first and foremost. That's it.
Yeah. You gotta, and that's where you grow if you can empty the basket, empty it, and then you can fill it up. With some positive, and push yourself into a right direction.
Yeah.
Without, somebody giving you a label, or, you trying to subscribe to things and you don't really know what it's about. It's better to really observe and know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Yeah, man. I would definitely agree. 100%. Now, getting back to the music a little bit. When you look at this state of hip hop today, are you inspired or horrified by its direction? What are some of your thoughts on that?
It goes both ways. Sometimes I could be inspired because some of it seems easy.
Yeah.
You know, some of it seem like I can see the ideas and the flow, but for the most part, not too much. I mean, I have I cherry pick. You know what I'm saying? I like Drake. You got some people that stick out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different, man. I can't be the one that judge it because I probably don't know what's supposed to be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Explain to me what's supposed to be dope, and then I can take it from there. You know?
Buddy, you put me on the spot. You asking me this? Oh boy. Okay. Oh shit! And you just flipped it on me. Damn it!
Not necessarily you, man, but I'm just talking to the youth out there. You know, and I have sons myself, and little cousins and stuff like that. So they put me on to what's dope and why I should like it. That's what
I don't even. I feel like I'm kind of old too, so it's like I don't even know if I'm super relevant. Like I'm still listening to, I'm listening to a little bit of everything, but like like Kendrick Lamar,
I listen to songs, music,
yeah,
singing,
yeah. I mean, I'm like definitely excited that Kendrick's about to drop his new album. Like Pusha T, I like Pusha.
Yeah, he's
T.
Dope.
Kendrick Lamar is dope, dude. He's good. Dope. And then just trying to think of, but I'm a fan of Cudi. Like that was kind of my childhood. Like listening to it. I don't know. What do you think about?
Very sad. I like the sad style. He got Cudi is one. Yes, very sad. Sad boy type of stuff. That's what I'll put in that category.
Yeah. The sad boy. I like that sad boy category. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do you like Kanye? I fuck with Kanye.
I love Kanye. I love Kanye.
Yeah,
I love Kanye, man. As far as music, he's a genius.
100%.
He took it back to what we used to do, and we kind of. I mean, I'm talking in general. Like all of us, like we strayed away from those hard beats and samples and stuff and like that. And he perfected it.
Yeah,
I like Kanye.
I'm a huge fan. I definitely. So what about so we got what inspired what horrifies KP about today's hip hop?
Gibberish. Gibberish, bro. I can't follow you, man.
Mumble rap.
Like Eminem said, a bunch of gibberish. And even someone I'll try to get with it, but I can't front on myself, some of them. If I can't follow, I can't pick nobody off top. I just don't associate with it. I won't be attracted to it like magnet. It won't pull me.
Yeah.
I just won't listen to it. Yeah. Some music I just like listen to it. Some music is meant for the clubs, like listening to girls. And that even happened in my era. You know what I'm saying? You had Busta Rhymes and certain songs you can enjoy at the club.
Yeah.
But you want to take it home and throw your headphones and like, like doing that.
I'm a big fan of like conscious. Like I love conscious rap with a message, with a meaning, something that makes me think, something that speaks to my soul, right? Like that to me.
Kendrick Lamar, Jay Electronica,
man, yeah.
And what's my man name?
Absol,
J. Cole,
Absol, yeah, man. All that,
all guys.
It's good for your soul.
Some of I like. You know what I like though? You're gonna laugh. I like Tyler the Creator.
I fucking love Tyler the Creator. Odd Future Wolfgang, bro. His beats are so fucking epic, dude. Yeah, and he's so weird too. Like his, that Yonkers, that first album, he just comes out, he's just fucking talking about the most wild shit. And I was like, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
This is different. This is new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I like the way he put together albums.
Yes.
It tells a story. So I like that.
Yeah. I'm a pretty big fan of all that. Do you like any other genres of music, man? I mean, obviously.
Man, love it all. I love disco. So I love them all, man. I can't even put them in a reggae. I go down to Yeah, I love them all.
You ever listen?
Except what I don't think I get into classical. But I like classic rock. That's my number one. That's the second. I'm coming out the. I'm opening up the door, revealing something right now.
Let's do it.
I'm a classic rock guy. I love classic rock.
Who's your favorite?
America.
Kansas.
America. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Make it with you. I want to make it. All that stuff. So I don't know why. I like Dionne Warwick.
Yeah. Listen to me. You should like it. I like everything. Dude, I'm all over the place. Like I like hip hop,
what about
R&B.
Classical?
I like classical. Rachmaninoff, Beethoven.
You mess with Beethoven? I could never get into Beethoven like that.
Why not?
Beethoven was like, because I don't know who Beethoven is. Like, there's Beethoven, right?
Yeah.
But then there's this big sound, like which one is it? It's like a big orchestra. Which one is Beethoven? Like, what does he play? Does he play the piano? Does he play, what does he do?
John, pull that up.
The group? Is it more than one person?
So Beethoven's a composer, and I just want to make sure I'm not bullshitting. He wrote all the music, all the notes and shit, and then directed it, right? So you got to think about it, right? Like back then, this fucking guy is listening to shit in his head and then writing it all down, and then putting together, piecing together an orchestra and be like, all right, play this shit exactly like I hear it in my head. That's fucking wild, dude. Hopefully I'm not right. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, what so talking about 1800s?
Yeah, 17.
Beethoven, 1770 to 1827.
Like
yeah, so John, he's a composer, correct?
Beethoven wrote everything, and he was also a virtuoso pianist, so he would play the piano with his orchestra. But I'm not sure who conducted it though.
Yeah,
right. I know it was something. I know it had the piano. Pianos in there, man. Pianos is my favorite instrument. So Beethoven, I'm gonna give him another listen to, but I'm really keen in on that on that piano.
Yeah, key in on the piano. You got to think of it. Back then, man, there was not a lot to do. Like you got to think of it. We were distracted by our phones, computers. You can get in your car. You're just distracted. Back then, you had to fucking ride a horse everywhere, and these guys were just bored. Like, you know what? So they had to perfect their
electricity just coming out.
No, dude, in the 1700s, no electricity, fucking oil lamps, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what it was. And but I really oil lamps, coal. They're probably burning fucking coal, dude. I mean, Beethoven's in Germany, so it's just I don't even know. So give the classics a try. I think it's interesting. So you like classic rock, like reggae. Do you like punk or like Nirvana, anything like that?
I love Nirvana.
Me too.
Love Nirvana. Yeah, love Nirvana.
Me too. Like that? Do you like?
Bane is one of the dopest ones, man. Come as you are, as you were. Yeah. Yeah, man. Heart Shake Box. Yeah, love all of that stuff.
It's all good. Do you pulling that in, right? Are you trying to pull that in when you're creating music as well, like being influenced by different things?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When you talk about, I love the Doors. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yes.
Yeah, those guys were on some stuff, man. It's like,
they were on a lot of heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mushrooms and heroin. I would think, he's definitely psychedelic, right? Heroin too, right? There was a good movie about the Doors. What's his name? Vin? He played as Kipper. Yeah, Val Kilmer. Yeah, he killed it. I thought he was my man for the Doors.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison, yeah. And I think allowing yourself to be free and open up and allowing yourself to listen to what nature and universe is saying to you is the best way you can create. I don't know if I have to enhance it. Some people can enhance it from with some substance or anything, but when you just open up and let yourself be free, I think if you're that type of receptor, you'll let it go through and it'll flow through as it comes. Come as you are. There you were, as you wanted to be, just like Kurt Cobain said.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. I'm always if you just like one type of music, like I don't know if we are going to be able to get along, because there's you ever heard that quote, once you see the way, you see it in all things. I really feel like that's music, right? Like certain people can, it's like
Yeah.
you know, like Heavy Mental, like that song, like you tapped into something, right? You know, R.A. Rugged Man, he taps into something on
all the time.
All the Jedi mind tricks, Uncommon Valor. He's on that flow, dude. I can tell. Or Hendrix, on one of his solos, Machine Gun, I think is my favorite, like fucking Hendrix solo. If you haven't listened to that song, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, Machine Gun is crazy.
Oh, dude, yes. Yeah. When he's live in San Francisco, when he hits that, so when you guys are flowing like that, I don't sometimes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a musician. I feel like it's not necessarily you. Sometimes I feel like it's something else that you've tapped into. I don't know. It elicits that feeling in me. You know what I mean?
No, we definitely tap in, man. Those things, like I said, we listen to the universe. It comes through, and we're just instruments that bring it through. It's like it's the voice of God, and we're just microphones. You know what I mean? And we just allow ourselves frequencies to come through. Trying to hit that right hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not even trying, and it's just like when you're in there, you got it. It's like certain songs are just what they are. It's like Michael Jackson doing Billie Jean. It's what it is, yo. It's phenomenal. And, you know, it took the elements of him and Quincy coming together to make that attraction, and then the universe just said, now is the time. Is that time happens, man. We just open up to it. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to be open to it, though.
Sun Ra. Yeah, you got to be open to it.
Sun, yeah. So do you still go by? Did you get Lord Sun? I know that you were doing
Lord Sun.
You are Lord Sun. Killah Priest, yes, Lord Sun. I love it. Son. Yeah. So yes. What caused the switch, man? Just you wanted to mix it up? What happened?
Man, I always wanted to drop the Killah from Priest and switch it up. After a while, a lot of people tell me, "No, don't do that." And, I know a lot of people said, you know, I came in. It's like the Gravediggaz era, so it was like, what is a Killah Priest? It's a more oxymoron type of crazy, like. You know, even Nas had told me that one time. It was like, God, you're a killer and a priest. That's crazy. And that's what the idea was about. And it was like, okay, it's just growth and time and growth. And I said, you know what? Because I changed my name a couple of times, but it didn't stick the way I wanted to stick, you know. Mm-hmm. Every time we put out the album, it was just always Killah Priest, and this is it. Mm-hmm. So Lord Sun, I was like, yo, this is it. And I'm also Brother Glow. So
Brother Glow.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. I like that. So how did you, there's a good, I know there's a good story. How did you get the name, or X name, Killah Priest? How'd you get the
Killah Priest?
Lord Sun, how did you get Killah Priest? How'd you get that?
Okay. All right. Killah Priest came from the RZA and 60 Second Assassin. At the same time, we was doing Gravediggaz, and RZA was just like, yo, man, I think we were battling in the street. Somebody. Because we would battle MCs after shows, sort of like how they do on Battle Fight Club and all that.
Yeah.
But back then, it was just like whatever. So, and I think I was just going hard one day, and then afterwards we would kick it, and I was talking this Gravediggaz stuff, but then I started talking positive at the same time. So it was like killing, and then 60 just coined. He said, "Yo, man, you like Killah Priest?" Like they couldn't catch it, and RZA was like, "That's it, Killah Priest." And I was like, "You know what? Since we're doing this Gravediggaz, I'll just keep that name, Killah Priest, and that's it." And that's how I was born. It was during the Gravediggaz. What would you call that era? Horrorcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how Killah Priest was born.
Man.
Sort of like Helter Skelter. They came up with that during that time too. Mm-hmm. A couple of other Flatliners. It's a lot of dark names back then. Dark energy.
It's dark times, man. You know?
Yeah. Dark ages.
The dark ages, yeah.
Dark
light. I just
Bring
find it
darkness.
I find it funny. Like, it's just you grew up with RZA, Dirty, all these characters. Like, it's just it blows my mind. Like, it's what's in your network, like who and who you come up with, like
the Jizza.
Yeah, and like when like, if you could give us a story of like, when did you guys realize that you had something like that, we're gonna make it? Like, if you could think of any good stories that you wouldn't mind sharing.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of stories. Because it's like in pieces. It's like I would never rhyme in front of the Jizza. And I would never really rhyme in front of him. Actually, he wrote a couple of my rhymes. Like back in the days when I was with Cool and 3 MCs, I would kind of like take their rhymes and say it along. And I would take a couple of, it was Andre Harrell. He was with a group, and they were called. It was this one about sharks. This is way back, man. I would just write their rhymes and just say them with the crew, and the crew thought I was dope. It was like, and I was like, I know one day they're gonna hear this, right? So Jessica was like, "Yo, man, I heard there's this guy going around saying my rhymes." He didn't know it was me though. You know what I mean? Me and my boy Full Moon, and so after a time, I started writing more and learning more. And, as time and weeks, we started to grow a little older and experiencing different things. And then I think I don't know what happened. It was just a change of, I'm not afraid anymore, period. And I'll just say what I feel. And I kicked around to him, and he had just a lot. Loved it. He said, "Yo, say that rhyme again." I said it again, and then he took me to the RZA, and I knew him already, but he just took me to him, and Old Dirty and I would rhyme in front of him, and that's it. That's how it happened. Master Killah. It was me, Jizza, and Master Killah. And that was we were in Brooklyn, and we would rhyme all the time to each other, and that was it. And then being in the studio, also, I just knew it was going to take off. It was something different, something new. It was like, I think Meth was working on METHO. He was finishing that up, and I was like, yo, this is going to be crazy when this dropped.
How old were you when all this was going down?
48. No, make it older than Sun, Moon, and Stars. Man, I'm like 20, 19, something like that. 19, 20. Yeah. Yeah,
man.
It was some great times, yo. Yeah, it was a great time. Right.
Absolutely. A lot of good times left, though,
Oh, man. Now it's different. Yeah. I am like, got this new boost. Word.
Where'd you find it? What did you do? Do you do a lot of, you just dropped an album, what, like in March? Like mid-March? Is there a new one out?
Coming, that's right.
Yeah.
3 Supermen.
Yeah.
3 fantastic Supermen.
Yeah. So did you write that during COVID?
Yes. Most of my work came during COVID. I had other records that I've recorded, but most of my albums now came right before COVID, right in the middle of COVID. And I just had to have something to inspire me. So I just said, you know what? I blacked out and I just went in. Just started going in. So,
you gotta go in.
Let me get this stuff out now.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people, I look at COVID for me like it was shitty, but it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, I think. Like, I got my shit together. Like, I figured some things out. I used that time to create and work on myself, and this project, this podcast. And through that energy, and that hard work, I'm talking to Lord Sun right now. It is what it is,
Yeah.
So, and
Gotcha.
it's, I think that, a lot of people, if you're listening to this, you always got to see the good in whatever circumstances you might be in. You always have to take that and use that as an opportunity to get better and to move up, to level up, right?
Mm-hmm. No, you're exactly right. You're right. That's where I was at. That's where I was at. And as far as creation, it was a time that everybody felt bad and everybody didn't know. They didn't know what to do, and at that time is when I think that, God, it's like guys, girls, whatever, humans have to evolve. Let's stand up and let's make a difference. And that kind of like pushed me to not be pussy about this, to go and do this and say, okay, it's time to do something. I came up to AD and I told AD, yo, let's start a Podcraft. Same thing, let's start a Podcraft. I'm making new music. I told him that. And he was like, yo, Priest, we could do something, but we can't record it anymore. That's what he told me. And I was like, well, let's do a podcast then. He was like, oh, well, yeah, you heard something about podcasts. And he just like went right into the computer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he just got it. And then next thing you know, we launched a podcast craft. That's what we call ours.
I like the Podcraft, yeah.
Yeah. And do my plug Mondays and Wednesdays.
You do it.
And at the same time, I was like, yo, I don't even want to wait on too many producers, but I have beats and I have all of these ideas, and I just went to work. I called my boy Seasick, and between him and AD, and then we just went to work, and I did Rocket to Nebula, and work that I work with these producers out in Europe called God Wrath, and I have a whole bunch of stuff from them, and we just went to work, and that was it. Next thing you know, first we did Journey to Planet of the Gods, and that was the first one that we released right before COVID, and then COVID was Rocket to Nebula, and then from there it was nonstop, man. It was like we was just steamrolling and blazing through this whole thing. Hell Trail. They call it Hell Blazer Trail. One of those things that bald shit.
Blazing the Trail? Yeah. Trailblazer,
yeah. What are y'all, Portland?
The Portland Trailblazers, son. Yeah. We're not good though.
Synchronicity's been on the top. Synchronicity's been ill right now, man. Like it's funny how things been lining up lately. And, just opening it up and putting yourself in positions like you said. And then everything can be possible once you put yourself in those positions, but you can't be scared. You have to be, we have to push ourselves. I was going to say humanize, but no, we got to need something else. Make it up. Human is for the love, and then push ourselves to a next level.
Have to
create.
Once you, that's a hard one to follow. That was beautiful. Once you,
it's for your show, man. I'm on a podcast. I'm feeling. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we got to get
reflex on it.
Oh, I did. You got to save the Decepticon, man.
Yeah, man.
You have to.
Yeah.
I can't ask that question. Damn it. Oh man. I was gonna ask you who your favorite guest on the Podcraft was, but like if you were to ask me that same question, I'd be like, they're all my favorite guests. Like I love I'm trying to think of a good way to. It's a good.
Who was the craziest or wild?
Let's go with who was the craziest and who was the most thought-provoking in your opinion? So I need two answers.
Oh man, I gotta say Jordan Maxwell was very good. Santos Bonacci, because he was the first one as far as deep.
Mm-hmm.
He was our first, the first deep cat we ever had was Santos Bonacci. I have to give it up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he went in on astrology, and that was our first peek into that. And then I would say Jordan and Sophia.
Okay.
When we got Ngozi, because man, there's so many, bro. I can't even. You got thought provoking. Just give it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thought provoking.
They make you think, like maybe after the show, like fuck, really? You know?
It was somebody, yo. Led Scranton, very good. We had there's a whole bunch, man. Can I give you more than one, right?
Yeah, you can give me more than one. We got to be fair. Yeah, that's ridiculous. One, that's crazy. I would never do that to you.
Yeah, I had some guys up here, man. Shaka almost would be like, Priest, come on. You know that's me. Let me see. Let me go. I have to say Tahuti too. Tahuti was good.
What was it? Tahuti? Who was
Tahuti.
Yeah, Tahuti. What did he talk about?
Yeah. He talked about Egypt. He talked about Ma'at, the laws of Ma'at. And then I think it was not just talking about the history of Egypt. I think is talking about the actual priesthood that's involved in the. So it went into the actual priesthood of Ma'at and what they studied and how they react. That was very good.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fascinating. I'll give you one. I think the most thought-provoking we've had so far. Dr. Avi Loeb.
Ooh, man, that sounds hard right there. Dr. Avi
Loeb, yeah. So he's a astronomer at Harvard University, and he's I think it was a chair of physics, and he discovered Oumuamua. I don't know if he discovered it. John, make sure that I'm not bullshitting this. So Oumuamua is that object that originated from outside of our solar system and then started accelerating past Earth. And he immediately hypothesized, like, this is an extraterrestrial craft. And we lost track of it. And so he's like, this Occam's razor, like the most simplest solution, it's probably the correct answer. And it's like, we've never seen anything like this before. Like, this is an alien craft. So we have, I don't know. Or I don't know. Wow. This is also, that was a super interesting way. We talked about go ahead, John.
So Avi Loeb didn't discover Oumuamua.
Oh, thank God.
It was discovered by the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System group.
Okay.
And
then he watched
a telescope that's on in Hawaii.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but
that's heavy.
Yeah. So he was pretty thought provoking. Dr. Sarah Seeger, head of astronomy over at MIT, she also did. She kind of told us about. She's got a mission to Venus. She discovered phosphine gas on Venus and anywhere else. Like, phosphine gas is associated with light. So she was telling us that in the atmosphere above Venus, it's like pretty favorable for life. So she's sending a fucking mission. I think in 2023 we're gonna have her back on the show, up to Venus. And the rocket's like on a suicide mission. And basically, I'm butchering this, by the way, it's going to scan the cloud cover with some like ultraviolet light. And if they see like a green color, I don't know, I'm again butchering this, they'll know that there's some bacteria in the cloud. Because I didn't know this.
I get it.
In our clouds, there's fucking life in our like a cumulus nimbus cloud or whatever. Like, so that was like, those are two pretty thought-provoking guests we've had on, because like I'm team alien, obviously. Like, I definitely do not think we're not alone, man. There's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way. We're I mean, we gotta get into this. You have a song about this. I mean we got to get into it. Like, where are you? If I were to ask you about ancient Mesopotamia, like, where are you at? Are you like Team Zecharia Sitchin? Or are you like Team Zecharia Sitchin's full of shit?
Well, let's look at it like this.
Okay.
I Dr. Josh Bowen. Let's look at it like this. I mean, as far as what the Sumerians wrote, that's some very interesting stuff that they have on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
When you compare it to the Naturus of Kemet, they talked about it too. You know what I'm saying? So they talked about this creation story and things like that. So you had aspects of it also. Well, let's look at plant life, because if you want to talk about plants, which this is a planet, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are they indigenous here, or did they come from some other source? Even before us, fire. Let's look at fire. Fire exists in the universe before it hit here. There's a sun. Come on, let's think.
I've never thought about it. I love that. I have never thought about it that way. Holy shit. Okay, continue. Wow.
Yeah, it was already burning out there.
Yeah. Damn.
So you can take. They had it on their wall. They had the sun. They had the moon. They knew something was extra special. You know what I mean? Did they assist them? I don't know. Yeah, let's get wild. Where you at, AD? Go ahead.
Do you know about?
All right.
Do you know about panspermia?
Panspermia. Who you would say real quick was our craziest guest?
Our craziest guest?
Oh, thought provoking.
Thought provoking guest. Let's see. Sunz of Man.
Yeah, I said that. Because he was our first one, right? Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Of course. But of course. All right. I'm sorry. Go what you were saying?
No, it's all good. So panspermia,
you said
right?
Panda?
No, panspermia, right?
This.
So
I like y'all, man.
Are you?
This is gonna be good.
Are you familiar with what this is?
What you say?
Panspermia.
The panspermia.
You heard of that?
Yeah.
He's like Sue's our research team. Yeah, he read a lot of
So Yep. Basically,
that sounds like you read the Torah. That's what the extraterrestrials did. That's called panspermia. When they came here and seeded the planet.
Okay, you know that was panspermia.
You can look at it in that aspect too.
Okay. All right, hit me.
All right, so essentially, it is the idea that the Earth was. Think of the universe as an organism, right? As a giant organism, and there are these fucking rocks, meteors that hit the
Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
I don't understand. Like, we put a lot of faith. We still don't really know what happened in 10,000 AD. We don't know about Göbekli Tepe. We're just discovering freaking new civilizations every day. Like, I'm just saying, a big reason why the Rick's Mind podcast exists and yours itself is like, there's just a lot of shit that we don't fucking know. Like, and we're just sitting here pretending like we know everything. And it's like, bro, we don't know shit. We don't know. The truth is far stranger than fiction.
That's real.
I just want to know.
Guessing.
Oh,
no, Go ahead.
All the time, man. All the time.
No, you're right on point. And some of them I would say just guess at the end of the day. It's like you get to page 650 and it's like, yo, all right, this, that. You're just trying to finish it, man. I mean, it's 1600. It's 16. Who's going to know? But we get it. Then it falls into the occultic group and then, hidden, and yes, there's a lot of things but cell phones.
Ooh, hit me.
Cell phones. There's a lot of people with their own cell phones that are recording strange happenings.
Ooh.
And they do it before. Before, remember, it used to come from the government, but now it's like certain people, and it's not just it was on the news. You can look out there. They're getting these images of crazy things that's just happening all over the world. All over the globe.
Do you want to be more specific? Let the good people know what you're talking about.
They're seeing spacecraft. Yep. They're seeing light movement. They're seeing creatures. They're seeing light split into and just stay all over the world.
I've seen that. Are you aware of Commander David Fravor?
Commander David Fravor?
No. So he's a United.
Go ahead.
He's a United States Navy pilot that chased a Tic Tac, I think, in the Gulf of Mexico. And this is they released this kind of led to the Pentagon's declassification of unidentified aerial phenomenon. I think they're called UAPs now instead of UFOs. So like that was kind of the beginning of the declassification movement, which by the way, I find it like kind of interesting that like that happened during COVID and no one gave a fuck. Like no one cared that the Pentagon acknowledged that they had craft that were not of this planet, right? Like that's weird. No one cares.
Right.
You can read. I mean, this is public information now.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
And it's happening. Yeah. Strange things are happening, man. Stranger things.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's definitely some interesting things, but it's kind of cool that like so. Hold on, John. Sidebar. I think you might have to cut this out real quick. But like, I don't know, John. I don't know. Like, I can tell Killah after our Priest after the interview, but like, I don't know when we were talking to Avi and those guys came up to him after the show. I don't think I want to put that out because I don't think we recorded that. Did we, John? Sorry,
I don't remember.
I know. Fuck. So after like. Timestamp this, and if to timestamp this. So Priest, after our interview with Dr. Avi Loeb, he's like after he went on Joe Rogan, and told the story. 2 people came to his fucking house and offered him like a few $1 million to start a project to start looking for these things.
He did talk about this on the show.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I remember him because it was that's his thing. He's doing is that it's a privately funded through donation like kind of SETI program searching for extraterrestrial life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So potential sidebar, but
right.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of strange happenings going on. Wait, okay, give us. I know we're running low on time, so I want to ask. I think this one last question, right?
Yeah, Harry. Yeah. I don't mean to do it because I have a couple of interviews myself.
Yeah.
We may have to do a part 2 on this.
We might have to do. We might have to do a part 2. What is like? What is the wildest? I mean, maybe conspiracy theory or like historical something from, maybe ancient Mesopotamia. What's the wildest thing you can think to tell the listeners? And also, after you answer the question, go ahead and tell the good people where they can find you. we'll end on a dope note.
Okay. What's the wildest ancient Mesopotamian story?
Yeah, that or just like a wild conspiracy theory you can think of. Put you on the spot.
Well, let's see. Okay. Well, right now, there's this sister that's saying that we're looking into this that Christ was the actual serpent.
Oh,
and that the serpent in the garden and eating, that it was actually Christ. So that was kind of wild.
that's wild.
And that Inky or one of them, they were also present in the garden, and that the Garden of Eden was actually Mesopotamia or Babylonian story.
The Garden of Eden being an ancient Mesopotamian story, that kind of tracks, because if you look at the Epic of Gilgamesh, it's essentially the exact same story as Noah's Ark. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. I would not be surprised by that. John, put that in the show notes so people know we're crazy.
But not the serpent one, right?
No,
you didn't hear that one.
No. I've never heard of the serpent one. So that's actually something I definitely want to look into, man. Thank you.